Oh, that's a sexy intro that Inyuki did for me. Back when I was going to call this the State of Smite, but instead I decided to roll with it and let it be the intro for Smite Drama. So just insert your own words at that point as you wish to do. Hello, I'm Demon Machine, and this is the show where I say whatever the hell I want because nobody can tell me what to do. It's my show. Pretty much that's where it rolls. And it's fantastic. This is not related to COG. This is not related to anything. This isn't a part, this isn't COG Smite Drama. This is Demon Smite Drama. This is what I wanted to do. Because I like Smite. And I hate people that abuse stuff in Smite. And it makes me very angry. So, what I'm going to do is point out some things that are being abused. So that way maybe we can rectify said situations. That's all. So, first topic. Which is something I've been preparing for all week. And it's just gotten more interesting and more interesting the more I poke the bear. So, are you ready? Frost, are you ready for this? Do you have any idea what's going on?
No.
Fantastic.
Brand new to me.
Frost, you are our unbiased observer.
All right, then.
Great. Anybody that doesn't know Frost, he does the top 5 plays for the Smite Xbox scene, in case you're wondering who that gentle giant voice is, because it sounds like he's about 200 feet tall and from a cave that has a golem. That's the best I can think. We're going to end up doing my Batman voice, exactly. So we do now have a new overlay. We have a nice little chat as it goes, and that's pretty much where it goes. It's exactly on par. I mean, it pops up there at the same time it pops up in regular chat, so you can see when I see what happens. So let me turn Frost up a tiddlywink, because people said he's a smidge quiet, so we'll just make him blast everybody's ears out.
And it's quite strange, the voice of the top 5 plays, I'm quite mild.
Guess so. All right, so basically we're going to be looking at the oceanic scene, which there's a lot of things that me as an administrator, previous administrator for Hi-Rez, goes, and me as a previous administrator before Hi-Rez goes, this is all really weird. Like, some of the blatant off-the-bat things. Giles, how do I say your name properly?
No, that's it. That's pretty good pronunciation of it.
Works fine enough. Great. So you work with Scythe. That's how you say it.
Sith.
Sif? Okay, Sif. Scythe, Sif. S-Y-F. Sif.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you do for Sif?
Currently, I am in charge of their YouTube channel, and I do a bit on their Twitter.
Okay, and a bit on their Twitter. And you also are an administrator for cyber gamers.
Yes.
So you work for a team, and you administrate the games that said team or other teams that your team may or may not play are in.
I don't admin the direct games that they play.
Okay, so you admin everything but them.
Yes. So if Sith is versing a VART and there's a problem in there, the other admins will handle that direct issue to avoid the conflict of interest.
Right. Is there any other administrators that are a part of a team?
No.
Okay. Got it. Good. So, what does Switchbay do? He is a caster.
He's both. Yes, he's a caster.
Also, Switchbay, I know what I'm talking about before you get all uppity, because I'm explaining this because, as you guys have stated in the chat, when you say the 5 people from OCE are here, I'm sure that a lot of my viewers have no idea what's going on in the OCE scene. So I am doing it this way so it explains it to everybody.
No, fair enough.
That's why I'm explaining it in kind of this derpy mode of what people are doing, so everybody's getting their ducks in a row. So, back to what I was. Switchbay is a caster, and he is also the team manager for Sif, correct?
Yes.
So, to equate that to North America, that would be like F-Dot being the manager for C9. Right?
To an extent. I think F-Dot does a lot more than just sit there and cast the video games. Like he does a lot more behind the scenes work, whereas Switchbay has nothing to do with the administrative side of things. He's just there to cast games.
But Switchbay was telling me that he knows all the no, we'll just leave that for that. Okay.
All right.
Hold on. How am I just making OCE look bad? I'm just explaining the whole situation as I see it right now. If it looks bad, it's because it is bad. I'm just I haven't even gotten to the juicy bits yet. Like, this is just literally putting the cake in the pan saying this is a cake. I haven't even begun to start dishing out the icing. So calm yourself, sir. Calm yourself. That's why it's called Smite Drama. Because I like people being calm. And I really want cake now, too. Yes. But yes, the cake could be a lie. Just like everything else in life. Maybe we're all part of the Matrix. I digress.
I want to be Neo.
I'm cool with being Morpheus, because I don't die. So, that's cool. You can take Neo.
Man.
Fair enough. Anyway, now I completely lost my train of thought. So, Switchbay is a caster. And does he have any special access as a caster that other managers for other teams wouldn't have?
Such as to rulings or like cyber gamer stuff?
Like
what do you mean by that?
Like seeding points, knowing maybe, I mean, he's going to know brackets before they come out because they're going to have to run them by him so that way he can see what he's going to be talking about, of course. And he's going to find out about, I mean, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, well, with brackets, we just release them to public as soon as we have the teams confirmed. So they're out usually 2 weeks, if not longer than that. So for Switchbay, like, we just put them straight out to public. We don't like share them to him specifically before or anything.
Okay. But so you don't give the casters any heads up on what the brackets are going to be?
Well, there's no need to when there's that much notice. Like, we do have a casting schedule for like 1-day tournaments. But that's usually made up the day before or something. We just put down what games they're going to cast and they get prepared to cast them.
Okay, because you guys play the games prior to them casting them, I assume, right?
We play them an hour before they cast. We play them an hour before they're broadcasted. Yes.
Okay. Oh, please, Switchbay, do join us. So that's all good. Now one thing that I was looking at the Cyber Games entire Pro League setup and Challenger setup and everything, and I'm gonna be straight up, it's confusing as fuck compared to like regular SPL and like regular Challengers Cup. Can you give me like a super dumbed down version of how they both run real fast?
Okay, so all throughout the year we've used a similar similar layout to last year's NAEU, where I think there was 2 splits. I'm not quite sure. I got into the NA scene, quite late in the year, but basically we had a lot of open ladders instead of the Challengers Cup, whereas like Challengers Cup is like week by week tournaments that people enter and stuff, and our scene's not big enough to support that, so we just went for an open ladder setting. And then we had one open ladder to start it off. Then from that we created the invitational ladder, which we had 4 teams reserved for, and they were like the highest placing from the original open ladder. Then we had 4 teams qualify into it. Then we ran an open ladder while that invitational ladder was going.
Right.
Then after that, we had relegations into the Pro League and had another open ladder 2, which was running underneath that. And then you had the top 2 teams from Pro League, which was Avant and Direwolves, qualify for packs. And then you had the rest of the 6 Pro League teams, plus like 8 teams from the open ladder and 2 teams from like some LAN events around Australia qualify for the PAX wildcards, basically.
Okay.
And that was 2 extra spots, which we titled the Challenger Cup tournament.
Okay. That is quite a bit. I mean, I thought this was a
So that
small
was
scene,
our
but holy
entire year.
crap. That's like 20 teams worth of stuff. How many teams do you have in OCE?
I'd say there's like 20 teams in total.
Okay. So, are they all like relatively similar to each other in skill level, or is it like the top 4 just absolutely destroy everything else because nobody cares?
There's like there's probably like a top 8 which stand above like the teams that would be an open ladder, and then within the top 8, like the difference between first and 8th is massive. It's
Right. So it's
similar to
kind of
like how
like
E
it's
works.
kind of like well, previously AFK, but it'd be like AFK playing against Elevate, where Elevate is 2-22 in their season, and AFK's like 19-4. So I mean, it's a pretty big disparity, but it's still there. But I mean, but the teams are all still in the pro league.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's the nature of competition. I mean, people they got to start practicing and getting better.
Yeah, well, the thing was, a lot of Australians didn't play Smite because we didn't have Oceania servers until the start of last year, or this year. Yeah, the start of this year, the end of last year. So it actually took quite a while for us to get a community in Oceania where we could have competitive games and tournaments and stuff.
Okay.
So teams like Avant are made up of players that did play a lot on NA servers.
Yeah, I'd assume
And then,
so.
yeah.
I assume that most of
like
the people on the competitive team played on NA servers before there were Oceanic servers. They get to play with that lovely
but, I think
300 ping.
a few of them played in like semi-competitive NA stuff. I'm not quite sure on the details there, but there were like a
Yeah.
few guys that were trying to get competitive in NA, and then we had our Oceania scene.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have any other option, you're going to try for NA. I mean, that makes only makes sense.
Yeah.
So Husey says a lot of people fail to realize that all of the ladders and events in Oceanic Smite were determined by high res after Worlds earlier this year, and the admins had to work around their plans. Is that? I mean, that's an accurate way of depicting that.
So yeah, we got given a schedule, and pretty much our job as admins is to work out the format. So they give us the skeleton, we give it this like the structure,
the body.
to it.
They say like we want 4 teams by the end of this year to be fighting down in OCE for a spot, and you guys make that happen.
I'll see if I can find the graph for it, like the little plan that they sent us, because that's like what they gave us, and then since then we've just been going, okay, well, we've got to have an open ladder come up in like a week, so let's work out the details for that and how we're going to play it. Is it going to be best of ones? Like, how long is it going to run for? How many teams are going to play in the finals? Exactly, like that sort of stuff.
Hopefully 2. Just said finals, so typically it's 2 teams, but
at least. Oh,
right,
yeah.
Right.
Well, like, yeah, never mind. Keep going.
No. And so, like, see, this is what things that I'm getting still more information by you guys and stuff like that, which is very nice because I'm trying to figure out the root of where this all started from, like where it really got weird, and basically who do we blame for that? Like, it sounds like High Res kind of left you guys the shit stick of this. They're just like, we want stuff from you guys. Here's how you got to do it. Good luck. And you guys are like, whoa, okay, let's do stuff. So, cyber gamers, how does this? That's the overarching. That's like Level Up is for Latin America. It's like I guess High Res is for NA and EU. It's the overarching thing that does all of it, right? I mean, they're like in charge, so to speak.
To an extent, we work with like a company named Surprise Attack who does all the marketing and stuff for High Res in Australia. Other guys that like choose where the like who will run the competitions and stuff. So there's like a hierarchy. You'd go high-res surprise attack than cyber gamer in that
That's
hierarchy.
where
But
you would
yeah,
go. Is that
basically,
top to bottom? High res. I forgot the middle
yeah,
one.
we
Surprise
listen.
attack.
So yeah, whatever high-res sort of tells us, if it's like we need this amount of teams for this tournament, like
Uh huh.
we're not going to say no to that. We're just going to do it.
Right. I mean, it's your boss saying do this, and you say yes, sir.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, do you guys like at least rebuttal with them? Be like, I don't know if we can handle all this. Maybe we should do this many teams instead because the scene isn't quite developed enough, or
Yeah, exactly.
something.
Yeah, we point out like when things aren't realistic and when they don't suit our scene. Because I came in during the invitational ladder was when I decided I wanted to become an admin,
Uh huh.
and that was basically I came from being a sort of like low pro. I think I was in like a top ninth, like ninth seed team at that point, which isn't too impressive.
Yeah.
But I came in knowing what players wanted and what was expected for players and that sort of stuff.
Right.
So I
Like,
never like went asked too much or giving too little, that sort of thing.
right. I mean, it's got to be you got to strike the right balance with how much you expect from the players versus how much you can provide the players. Because, I mean,
Yeah,
you can want from them
definitely.
all damn day, but if you don't have anything to give them, they're not going to care.
Yep.
So that's the big kicker. Because, I mean, we wanted the SPL, the Smite Pro League, to be like what it is today, but it ended up costing a lot more than they thought it would, so to speak. I mean, these guys that are playing in the Pro League, they expect, like, if you're, which is reasonable. I mean, you got these guys that are playing 8 to 10 hours a day in practice, and between practice and just regular individual practice, they're putting in way more hours than they would be at a regular job. And you expect them to do that and also hold a regular job so they can survive? I mean, that's like, it seems a bit outlandish. So you have to provide them support for the product that you want out of them. That's just
Yeah,
it.
definitely.
So, exactly. Okay. Okay. That's good. But where was it determined that it was okay that admins can actually be associated with teams at all? I mean, you yourself in a Reddit thread was going on about how you don't think that you should be a part of a team and an administrator.
Yeah, definitely. And I know there's that, like, I've definitely contradicted myself in doing so,
Right.
but um, I'm not sure. I've came on as like a coach for teams before, whilst still being an admin. And the role I currently have with SIF is in no way like a direct sort of. I'm not directly
Right.
communicating to the Smite team. I'm more in it for my own personal gain, which is for me to be able to do film and editing at like esports events in Australia. And it's really hard to get sort of like that support behind you that you can go and do that, especially in Australia where there's like no money for it. Like
Right.
there's no pay for the work that you do. The best that you going to get is like maybe some sort of gear from the company you're working for.
Uh-huh. So is Sif like
So
flying you out to these
much,
events?
no, I'm paying for my own travel and accom. I'm pretty much getting entry to the event.
So Sif just gives you entry to the event?
Yes. See, it's not like a major. I haven't signed a contract with them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a huge deal. Like, it's basically me just trying to pursue my own passions, which is like, at the end of the day, film and like editing, that sort of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. But it's still like, I
Yeah,
mean,
from like
specifically as an
anybody's
outsider that's
point of
looking in, it's
exactly.
it's a rather suspicious. It's just like this doesn't look good. Doesn't look good.
Yeah.
I mean, couldn't I mean you're an administrator. Why would you not already be able to get to these events anyway? Are you not specifically
No, we're
administrating them?
talking. We're talking outside Smite. We're talking CS:GO and
Oh,
Call of Duty. Those games. We're not even talking
oh,
Smite. Um, the only esports event for Smite in Australia this year is PAX.
right. I understand that. That was my next question. Was like I didn't know there were that many events going on in Australia for Smite.
No, it's not. These are for other esports.
Okay. Interesting. And so you produce this stuff for Sif on their YouTube about like CS:GO, etc.
Yeah, well, I've really only just started, but since then been able to go like Sydney and Melbourne doing a few things for them with their CS:GO team.
Okay. Okay. Also, has Switchbay joined us? Lovely, lovely thing. Not yet. Not yet. I'm looking to hear from his very, very angry self. I mean, he seems very upset.
He's great, isn't he?
He is. He is. I mean, how does he stay a caster with such a bad mouth? Honestly, I mean, like,
No, we
does he threaten people often, or is it just sometimes?
has he threatened you?
No, but I mean, his constant, the way he just talks to me in general is quite threatening, and that would just be me being a sissy, and I'm not a sissy, so. But I mean, I do have some things that are much more interesting from him, in which he was very, 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 very angry at people. Like, yeah, so those kind of things.
No, I won't talk about Switch. I think that's something that you can work out with him.
Oh yeah, that's oh yeah, I plan to. That's why I'm waiting for him to get on because it'll be exciting. It'll be exciting.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's
So yeah,
generally speaking with it's just you're doing other stuff that's not Smite that is why you have to be a part of Sif, and so
yeah.
it makes a lot more sense, and it's still not optimal, but it's all right. It's still the
Not great
problem
from an outside perspective.
Yeah, I mean, from the outside perspective, it's still right.
No,
Inside,
I can
when you
guarantee
get the
that I've
whole,
never.
go ahead.
I can guarantee that I've never made a decision on like something that's had Sif's involvement to do with Smite. So like a game that they've played or
Right,
a tournament that they've played in. I wasn't even administrating the Challengers Cup. So like I try to stay out of that. At the moment, I've been doing a lot more graphic design work and social media stuff for the Cyber Gamer for Smite, um, as well as like community events, like running that All Stars event a week ago, whatever it was, whenever it was.
yeah,
Um, yeah, just giving back to the community, something that I really enjoy doing. But I do see where it comes down to, oh, he's part of SIF management, like it's biased, it's unfair, like they're
right,
getting a free ride, that sort of thing. But no, they've played really, really well this split, and they came out of the losers bracket and ended up winning the Challengers Cup. So like those guys are doing more than enough to prove that they're worthy of getting to PAX.
right.
Um, yeah.
Uh, who is Ro talking about? Give the guy any attention. Right there.
If you talk about me or you,
I
or
don't know who.
Switch,
That's what
maybe Switch,
Ro, please just.
maybe
Maybe you're
maybe
talking about Switch.
Switch.
Ah, Switch Bay. That is. There it is. I just missed that. Well, I mean, that's going to be the fun part of today. Going to be the fun part of it. So here's the question. I know that there has been a lot of issues in Oceanic where it comes to account sharing.
Yeah, yep.
Apparently, people like to do it down there. I know G on COG had an issue with account sharing and taken off of COG. So that was a problem. And we're like, no. I mean, it may not have been when you guys or other people in the scene knew that he was account sharing. So, I mean, I only go by when I found out and when he was removed from the team. So, I mean, you can't, like... I only get my information so fast from a scene that, that does its stuff when I'm asleep. So I pretty much hear it from Kira, who was the coach. He was one of the helping coaches for Oceanic. And he would stay up. So I talked to him intermittently, just be like, how the boys doing, blah, 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 stuff like that. And, eventually it came up. He's like, yeah, I had to tell you about something. We found out that G's doing this. And like, well, shit. Sounds like somebody's not playing for us anymore. And so that's what happened with that. So
Yeah, of course.
the question is, does SwitchBay share accounts with people? Is SwitchBay here? Did he come in yet? Maybe?
No idea.
No? SwitchBay, you wanna come in? I would love to ask you this question directly because it's you. I mean, if you want to go, Giles, you're welcome to go. I mean, I've pretty much covered what I wanted to cover with you, which is that Oceanic it's a small and growing community, and you guys are doing your best as you can to help the entire esports scene, CS:GO, Smite, everything grow, and you're doing what you have to. So, it's just where it is, and you guys are doing your best you can while keeping everything as separated as possible, where you're not really doing specifically what's the word, specifically administration, stuff like that. It's the other thing that really concerns me is mostly the fact that SwitchBay as a caster is also a team manager. It's just like I was once. I asked to cast, and I wasn't allowed to because I was an administrator. And I was like, why? It's just the times that I don't administrate. I take care of Europe. Why can't I cast NA games? What's the deal?
Yeah.
What's the problem with that? I mean, it's you guys want casters. I would like to cast. And so you just can't because you're an administrator.
Other admins as casters. It's just a small scene where we need people to be doing multiple roles because we can't fill all those spots. Like, be great if we could have more people actually like doing more of the work, but there's just we're just still trying to get the player base to be there to begin with.
To answer Hughesy's question, as I said, from looking from the outside going in, and seeing that players, everybody's like intertwined, like very intertwined. Like Sif manager is an administrator and also a this and also a that. It does not look good in the slightest. And so that's where I got the idea of, would this be corruption or could this not? I just put it in that Reddit post because I know I was going to get people's goats, and it worked. So, I mean, if I just put corruption ? Nobody might have said a thing, and then I would still have no particularly useful answers. And it would just be, what is this mysterious oceanic scene? But generally speaking, no, it's not too bad. It's not like riddled with corruption like I was afraid it might have been when I had started my investigation. Like, oh my god, Giles here has been feeding all sorts of information to all of his teams, and he's been using his powers to manipulate the brackets so that way they know about him before everybody else does, and all this other stuff that we pretty much, unless we have any specific evidence, I don't think it's happening. You guys really would like the Smite scene to go forward, as I would like the Smite scene to go forward. I want Smite to be as big of League of Legends, if not bigger, preferably bigger. So,
way bigger.
That's what we have to do. And so what I would also like for the Oceanic people to know is that NA and EU, like Flare, maybe, we would love to help you guys out in anything that we can help you out with. Like, if you need advice for administration, anything like that, like, seriously, I administrated for 2 years, like, as a professional administrator for high res. There's plenty of things that the rest of the world will be willing to help you with if you guys asked. So, don't be afraid to reach out to other communities and ask. All right.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So, Giles, I'll let you. I'll just let you sit back there and relax and enjoy this part of the show. All right, where's SwitchBay? Because we can't call this a drama show and not have SwitchBay on. Please. There we go. Now switch. That's Storm. God damn it. Shut up, Storm. We don't want you. There we go. There it is. You're unmuted, SwitchBay. I think you just have to unmute yourself now.
We're good. We're good. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Awesome.
Yes, I can hear you. Are you ready, sir?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You're ready. So,
I'm asking about account shit. Oh, yep. So,
I'll
let you kick it off.
I was just gonna say, you can get a bit salty, can you?
I don't get. Yeah. I suppose. No, that's fair. I can get salty. That's
okay.
True. Can though. I'm human.
I'm human too. Good. So, I mean, you know, we all like to kill people at some point. Anyway, so do you know of anybody particular in in Oceanic that account shares?
I know of a couple people. Yeah.
Okay. Have you reported it to any higher authority?
No, because it doesn't really do too much damage, in
Damage to
my
what?
opinion. Or from the account sharing I've seen, it doesn't do any damage to anything at all. There's no one on someone else's account talking shit to people. There's no
But they're
one
playing
on
games
someone
on somebody
else's
else's account, right?
correct, which
Right.
is a violation of the terms and conditions of
Oh, no.
high-res
Screw it, toss. Let's
all
just,
that
I mean,
shit.
I don't care about the terms of service. That's all well and good. I mean, yes, it's a violation of that. But, so why do people account share? Like, what's the reasoning behind it? Please elaborate.
I don't know. I suppose people all have their own
There was
separate
a lot on the
sort of
Reddit
agendas
post.
if they are to go about it.
On the Reddit post,
Sorry?
a lot of people were talking about this term boosting. And I know what it means now, but give me the exclamation of what, don't worry, Flare Boot, I'll get to it. You know, what is this whole boosting thing? What's the point of it?
I assume it is people who want to go from one rank to a higher rank and want
Thank
to
you!
boost their
So what you're saying is that people that are playing on their account, that they cannot get past a certain division or something, they get somebody else who is better than them to play in said division, thus fucking up matchmaking beyond all recognition, and then coming onto Reddit and other places and bitching about how fucking matchmaking's bullshit, and then they go and fucking account share. What the fuck?
Whoa.
Okay, so Switchbay, I know you account share. Would you like to explain that you don't account share?
Okay, hold on. Did you say I account share as if trying to make out like it's a regular
You
thing?
have shared your account.
I have
And
shared
you
my account,
wait,
correct.
hold still. Do you have the sound on the stream?
No. Why?
Well, turn it on.
Do you have some cool little sound effect thingy?
Oh, I have a
Blow me
video.
away?
I have a video. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
They're
Yeah,
on their blue.
fuck
Yes, that is it. Yeah, they don't. I can do my blue by myself.
You're right to do it yourself?
Yep, they're on their blue.
Have you got some hot VOD?
Wait for it.
Got him.
I was about to say what just happened.
Ow, damn it!
Legal my account, and you know how he binds his like actives and shit to mouse button, like the mouse buttons and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to go use push to talk and use my mouse.
Okay. So is that,
They're doing well.
Hold on.
or is that not you saying that Punke was playing on my account and switched my mouse buttons?
Yes.
Okay.
The reason
He
I let
said
Funke
you
play
were.
on my
You said
account
you were playing League. He
I
was playing League on your account.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
I
are
admitted
account
to
sharing with
this.
Funke.
Yes. I just told you this. I just told you that I was account sharing. Regardless, if you just brought me on here to blindside me with random shit and then not give me the chance to speak,
Go for it.
then
I'm
I
not
can
saying
just
things. Go for it.
Okay. So, yes, I've shared accounts with Fonke. His name's Chris actually, and he's a very good friend of mine personally and in the game. So yeah, I let him play on my account.
Why?
Well, because he can't get ranked games at his level. And
What's his level?
I have
kinda what
terrible
we're all
elo
going
and I'm
for.
awful at the game.
Wait, what's his
So,
level?
I'm just like, I think he's Plat 1 or Diamond 5.
Okay. And what's
Not
your
too
level?
sure. Currently Silver 3. Was Gold 5 at the time.
Wait. So you're saying that he was in Diamond and you're in Silver, and he's playing as a Diamond player on your Silver account? Is that
At the time
that's-
Gold, but at the time Gold, but yes.
Okay, Gold,
If
same
you were to
difference.
if you were to head over to Smite Guru and have a look at absolutely any of the games, you will see a large array of ranks and whatnot. So, not too big
Also,
a deal at all, I
Husey-
don't feel. The main reason that it was flagged, though, is because, one, Fonke was a Pro League player and he is going to PAX, and I
Yeah,
am
I don't care.
in the position I'm in. So people would have been like, well, there we go. I suppose this got flagged because I'm assuming someone would have reported that time where I said something about Fonke changing my mouse buttons or whatever. However, that was dealt with, and I did get in. I was being punished, I suppose, by authorities or my superiors and all that kind of stuff. But yeah,
For that,
for that being flagged, yes.
so you were being punished by doing what? Like you weren't allowed to cast or something, or weren't allowed to play?
It's in like they were being firm with me and being like, well, you can't keep this up. Can't keep doing it. You can't do stuff like this, blah blah blah.
Okay,
So
so
I
they
got
told
told
you
off,
you're a bad
essentially. I
switch
got
bay.
told off.
Stop.
Yes, sit
Okay.
in your corner. Be in that corner.
Okay.
So yeah, I
Belted.
understand that it was wrong to account share.
Mhm.
However, I trust Fonke with my account. He's not an awful guy. He wouldn't go on there and shit talk people for the sake of causing drama.
I don't care what he says
so
on
I
your
tr-
account. There's
No,
a reason that
I'm
everybody
being-
has their own logins, which is I'm going to play the game because matchmaking matches me with people of my skill level. If you are going to share, I don't care. I mean, whatever anybody else wants to do about the.
Like I do this frequently. Like I don't do it frequently. I did it once last year, and he did it like he played one game like 2 months ago, and you're making out like he does it every fucking day.
Well, I mean, that's
down.
all that
Holy
we've are able to
shit.
hard evidently. I mean, you said that you know he played on your account, and so you know
Yes.
we have to go by the one thing. So
Well, obviously, if I'm making a big deal about him changing my mouse button, obviously it's something that's relatively small. So
Right.
if he was constantly on my account, I wouldn't be making such a big fucking deal about it, would I? Because I'd know, oh yeah, I should get on and change my mouse button because Chris was just on my account playing. Like, stop just trying to make it sound a lot worse than it is.
that's fine. My whole point is really pointing out to the fact of account sharing is really
it's
bad.
a big mistake. I shared my account with him, and you know what? I got in trouble for it. I got flagged for it, rightly so.
You
And
got
I
flagged
copped-
for it. And they slapped you on the wrist.
Well, yeah, because it's a first offense. They're not
Okay,
gonna,
that's fine.
like just what? They're not going to ban my account for like a first offense. In the Cyber Gamer thread that was posted by Husey, one of the CG admins, said there was no malicious.
That's what I wanted to go for.
malicious blah, blah,
What
blah.
is
So
malicious
it was just-
intent where it comes to account sharing? Like I log
you
onto
get
your
onto
account.
someone's account and you talk shit to other people to give the account name
A bad
so
reputation.
say Fonke went on my account, started talking shit to people, and said some stuff that was pretty fucked up. I then copped the heat for that because that is my name. Like it's under Switch Bay. It's not
Right.
under Fonke.
I mean, so
or
you
anything like
would
that.
get banned, and the other person who did that would also get banned. Cool. I mean, because I know that
assuming
over.
so, yeah, I think so. I don't know. I'm not.
I know
you
that
said you did a
over
lot of stuff with
in
with
North
rules
America,
and the
they set
admins
a
and all that kind
precedent
of
for
shit. You
this.
should probably know this.
Where
Yeah.
Matty Pocket and shit, I can't remember the other names suddenly. I can't remember the other people. Matty Pocket and like 2 or 3 other people. They were playing a Pro League game and they switched accounts and they got into trouble stuff too. But it was in a tournament game, so I mean that was more reason to do that. But
Yeah, understandable. And I would never do that. I don't even play competitive. Like I'm really bad at Smite. That's kind of one of the reasons I cast. I know about it, but I can't play it properly.
yeah. So I mean, by
there's never
you got the point though. I mean, you got a slap on the wrist. Everybody's fine. You actually got punished. And the whole point is that it's ruining matchmaking. And people
I'd
don't
love to
understand
apologize to that
how
one
bad
game
that is.
those
It's
other
one
9
game for
people-
you, but if you do it, and then your friends do it, and then their friends do it, and
Well,
then we
people
just
make
don't have
Smurf
matchmaking.
accounts and get on there. And you'd have like in North America, I know they do it, and they keep, and all the pros keep their fucking Smurfs private and secret, and they get on there, Masters players, high Masters players, paid professional Smite players, get on and just fucking shit stomp people.
That would
Like,
be
it's
fantastic
basically
if I
the
knew who they
exact-
were. I would be happy to tell who they are. And be like, this shit's gotta stop. You play on your goddamn account or your Smurfs account that you play on by yourself.
Well, okay.
It's the whole point is that literally couch sharing
Hold on,
right now.
I just want to refer to one thing in your chat, Derp Chew, whatever the fuck your name is.
Derp-chew?
I shared my account for literally 2 games, one last year and one a month or so ago, and it really makes no difference. And Demon, no offense to you, but I don't think you're well equipped to really be talking about the oceanic scene like at all. Because I think the only information you get is just the shit dribble coming from the COG team, who are the saltiest bunch of fuckboys ever. And so,
Speaking of
you not
saltiest bunch
being
of
well equipped
fuckboys.
to this,
Go ahead, continue.
yeah, I'm trying to talk. So as there's a very, very distinct bias in the information that you're getting. Sorry, I just want to clarify. I want to leave Empty Wolf's name out of that one. Have total respect for that guy. And I don't want to involve him in any of this shit and any of the negativity that I have towards the team. Now, I don't think you have a firm grasp or like even the slightest understanding of this scene at all. You don't understand the structure of it. You are talking about I don't even know what, just constant shit dribble.
What's been shit dribble?
And
Point out something
just all the
specific.
shit about. Okay. Let me just hit up the Reddit for a sec because
Go for
actually I
it.
said it in the chat just before. On the post that you made yesterday, there was I don't know, just constant real bullshit. Start
I'm
off
waiting.
that beautiful vague start with I know there is, and I know a good bit of what's going on. Straight up lie. However, you did mention something about trying to find it really quickly. Yeah, after talking to multiple OCE admins, they all agree that the scene seems to be a bit broken at this point in time. Yeah, that's not true.
How's it not?
Just 100% not true because I've
I mean, you're a
I've
caster,
spoken to-
and you also manage the team.
correct.
Correct.
However, you will not find me casting a single one of their games.
Okay.
I
That's
don't
good.
cast any of their games. I've expressed all of these concerns when I was first brought on as casting to Team Down TV's Cyanide. Team Down TV, as you'd probably know, are the people who ran the Pro League and ran the production behind the Pro League.
Yep.
I told
Team
him
Down V2,
I
which they
don't
couldn't even
want
put it on their
anything
main channel. They had to put it on V2. Go ahead.
Sorry?
Just the stream was V2. That's where the Smite games were casted on.
TV, Smite TV 2, yeah.
Team Down TV 2. TV V2. Something like that. Team Down TV 2.
Team Down.
Totally necessary.
Team Down TV 2. Pretty easy to get there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they, so when I first came on, I expressed to him that I didn't want anything like any of this kind of stuff to interfere with the team and vice versa. I didn't want any of the team stuff to interfere with the casting, which is why I kept away from casting the team.
Okay.
And all that jazz. Just think, what else? That's basically it. That was really how to nip it in the bud. I've had several conversations with Cyanide about me not wanting any of those two worlds kind of to meet.
Mhm.
And casting has always been something that I quite liked. And when
Right.
I was watching the NA scene and stuff back when we didn't have servers and I wasn't involved in anything really Smite related, I'd love watching the cast and listening to the cast and listening to the hype and all that kind of stuff. Just the good stuff that like you enjoy watching as a spectator. And I wanted to do that kind of stuff. And so when the Australian service came around, I wasn't the most pleasant person, but got through that good enough to get on and do some casting, which was great. And I got on there, and I was really happy and happy to do some work and get better at it. And so I was very protective over it, which again goes back to these constant conversations with Cyanide about keeping the world separate and not clashing anywhere at all.
So why don't you just leave Sif or Sif? Sorry. And just cast.
Because I love the team too much. Like, there's some of my best friends. They have.
You can still be friends with them and not be a part of the team.
I've been with them since February, and no, it wasn't February. Was it February? Yeah, I've been with them since February, and I didn't want to just leave them for my own personal gain, I suppose, of becoming like a caster.
So I mean, you wanted to have your cake and eat it too. That's fine.
Yes. And if I'm going to put in the hours and I'm going to work towards it and I'm going to do what's best for everyone, then fucking oath, I'll eat the cake. So,
damn right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. That's my little spiel. I basically just didn't. I wanted to cast and I wanted to be with the team as well. So. Yeah, the stuff I do for the team now, obviously with PAX coming up, has been very, very full on. Like trying to get everything organized, from like setting everything up to organizing what times people will get in and all that kind of jazz. But mainly what I do for them is check in on their scrims and stuff.
Yep.
Hang out with them, make sure that their, I suppose, mental state is where it's meant to be at, make sure there's no conflict within the team, and if there is anything, it gets squashed instantly. And yeah, basically motivate them and push them and get them to be where I know they want to be. And Labor just asked me what my end goal is. I don't have an end goal. My end goal is to help Side Night Out and the rest of the casting team and go on to a season 2 where these kinks and stuff that have happened throughout the year won't happen again. Because being such a new scene, and such a small scene as well, and the word community is really what we are, because we all know each other very well. You get into a ranked game and you get in there and straight away you just shit talk, like you just badmouth your teammates because you're all friendly and like you all know each other and you've all played together in the same settings for so long.
Yeah.
So it's such a close knit kind of tight circle that I don't know. I quite like it because it's like a little disjointed, semi-retarded family. And that's kind of cool. And it's a fun thing to be a part of. But yeah, so my end goal is non-existent, but my goals is...
Really, the best is here for that too.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I was just commenting that the best on Smite, or the COG best is... And you said the word semi-retarded, and it's been an issue with best at the best of times with the same word, and it's just funny and coincidental. That's all. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So yeah, my goals are to get better as a caster.
Yep.
Do what I can to make things more enjoyable for people. Do what I can. Casting related. Do what I can to make life a lot easier for the casting team, and to continue what I'm doing with the team, with FSYF, so that they can progress, because I know they want to be at the top and they want to be, and there's...
Right. So at what point do you choose between Sif or casting? Like, if Sif takes off and they become a multi-million-dollar company, they're like, we'd like to hire you full-time. You're like, screw casting, I'm out, boys. I mean, does that happen at some point if that happens? Or do you
Probably not.
Do you still
I'd like to
cast?
maintain both. I'd like to maintain both.
But
that's
I'm just
why
going to point it out there. If
current-
your scene grows more, you're not going to be able to do both. Because it's
yeah,
not
I
appropriate
can
to be
understand that.
a caster and a
No, I
manager.
totally get that. I understand that. And when that time comes and I'm told by someone who actually has a lick of authority that kind of can't be having stuff like this, they'll happily, I'll have to sit back and make the decision.
Okay,
Like,
so
'cause
what you're
on
saying
one
is
hand,
when
I've
your
got
bosses tell you you
my-
can't do both, then that's fine. I mean, it's good. I'm going off of what, 4 years of esports and 3 years of Smite esports particular that I've been doing. And, I'm just trying to help Oceanic go ahead and avoid a lot of those mistakes that we already pulled off in NA and EU. Because, I mean, we've had quite a few. We've had quite a few.
Yeah. Yeah, I can totally understand that because of us as we've mentioned previously, us being such a new scene and all that kind of stuff. Like there are going to be kinks along the way, and they sometimes they're not going to be dealt with properly, and sometimes people are going to get really really shitty about it. And I can understand both ends of this. I can understand the frustration from the teams. Like that would be really, really annoying.
Right.
But I can also
Tommy, you can understand
where
why
the admins are coming from because they also hold an obligation to the scene, to Cybergamer, to Hi-Rez, basically to all of us to maintain order. Just because a
Tommy,
couple people are getting fucked over doesn't really matter. They do what's best on the whole and what follows the rules.
Right. Cool. I'm getting invaded by high res. Holy crap. So, yeah. Well.
In comes Adonis.
Here comes an Adonis. So, that's about that. I mean, what is the biggest problem Oceanic has right now? Just the fact that there isn't a very large player base?
Size. I'm going to say size. Because you've got your Avant and your Direwolf at the Direwolves at the top. And then there's a gap between them and SYF. And then there's a gap between, smaller gap between SYF and Integral Nation. And then it's just like...
But I mean, what kind of...
It's not as close-knit as the NA scene would be. So the scene being so small and so compact with everyone kind of doing more than one job.
Yeah.
Where you've got like myself being a team manager as well as a caster. You've got Nightfall being a caster and a CG admin. You've got yeah, like you know what I mean? Like there's just so many different roles, but not enough people. And I think heading into season 2, those like there's going to be more people coming up and being like, I can do this, blah blah blah. So yeah.
Okay. So I mean, like you won't. If somebody offers to come in and cast for you, so you can full-time manage, then you would be happy to step out. If that's, I mean, because
Sorry, I missed that. Sorry.
At some point in the future, if it doesn't matter. It's a moot point. It's just speculation anyway. So, well, that about does that. Good to know. It's good to know.
Anything else?
No, I'm good. Are you having fun at university?
Yeah, it's a bit boring.
Are you in the library?
Oh no, I'm in one of the computer labs.
Okay. Are they looking at you funny yet?
No, I've just got one mate in here with me who knows what's going on, just zoning out, listening to music.
That's good. All right. So, what I would like to do is, Frost, do you have any comments on anything that we were just discussing?
Well, from all of that, just keep working together with the community. But a very vague thing is your account sharing. Sure, you did it. We've all done things, in the past. I used to be extremely BM. whatever. I
I hear it.
want to see us hire members to be the example that we want in the community. That's basically all I get from it.
That's actually one of the things that made me most upset about your punishment. I mean, quite honestly, like, if I was account sharing, I would hope to be banned for at least a month. Because I'm a member of the community, and I'm a high-ranking member of the community. High-ranking members of the community should get punished, I would say, more than regular members of the community. Because you have a much bigger platform.
I couldn't hear what old mate was saying. He was like muted for me, or some settings bugged or something. But I'm assuming it's back to the account sharing stuff again. Yeah, I would agree, and I would have been happy for my account to be banned for however long high res saw fit. But as I just said, as high res saw fit. So if they feel that a slap on the wrist is a slap on the wrist, sorry, if they feel that the punishment should be a slap on the wrist, then it's a slap on the wrist. If they were to ban me for a day, that's what they have to. That's what they can do. That's what they're entitled to do. That's what
my argument then falls on high res more than it does you. It's more of the, you know, we're not, high res is not helping our scene by not keeping punishments consistent. People have been banned for much less. That's just one of those things. I mean, there's other stuff that I have.
I don't really want to comment on how high res does their business because I have no idea, and just making comments is slightly ignorant of me, so I'm just not going to talk about that.
Okay. Well, you're free to go, I suppose, if you want to, or you can stick around. You can. I would like to open it up to the community for questions, comments, anything like that. If anybody else would like to, I guess if Switchbay wants to answer questions from other people, he's more than welcome to stay here and do that. He doesn't have to. So
I don't mind.
That's fine. So if you'd like to join us on the lovely Smite Discord, on the Smite Drama Discord, type !Discord, and it will give you a link, and it will put you in this channel, and then you will simply type in the chat and say, I would like to say X, and I will unmute you, and then you will talk. And that's happened. And that's how it happens. Twist, how would you even... I just want to stop you right there. You said, quote-unquote, COG is a bad sponsor. Why? I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe you have plenty of good reasons. But I just need to know them.
You know he was on COG, yeah?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting to find out why he's upset with us. He's talked to the higher-ups on SIF, but not once did you talk to anyone on COG. Talk to me? There's not really anybody else. It's a very small organization. It's not like I have like 5 more people above me. It's me, and then it's David Fry, and he's a very busy man. Like, I don't talk to him that much. So, good luck. You know, just one of those things. Just, boy. He works like 4 different jobs. Oh, DJ Trix would like to say something. This is going to be interesting. Trix, try to keep it relatively short. Go ahead, sir.
Alright, so nothing I can say will ever beat that whole OCE thing, but I kind of want to rant about, like, the worst 2 gods in the game right now.
Okay.
And my only 2 gods in my god pool being Bakasur and Robin.
Why?
Because they're fun to play.
Okay, like, I mean, when was Robin... Are you complaining that Robin is no longer good like he was good in the first place?
No, I'm complaining that both of them are auto-attack based gods who are playing soul lane, and both of them are unplayable at this point.
Okay.
It's not their fault, though.
Yeah, it's just the meta shift. I mean, the flavor of the month will roll around, and next week, Bakasur and Robin will be #1 top pick, top band.
I'm holding you to that. It will be confirmed that Demon is a liar.
Okay, next week, or next month, I'm a liar. Good. Go. So, I mean, yes, anybody that would like to join, please jump in there and say you would like to chat, because I'm open. I am open. So, Storm, okay. Good night for DJ Trick. Go ahead, Storm.
What? Oh. I figured you were going to ignore me for another 5. I wasn't quite ready.
Well, I'm sorry I got to you too quickly.
Yeah. Give someone else. I'll be back.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I gotta figure it out. I don't
Oh
wanna
my
just sound
god.
dumb.
Oh,
You
okay.
ignored me for like 30 minutes last time. I wasn't ready.
Fine, whatever.
Actually, I've got a question for you, Demon.
What's that?
No, Paul just kind of posted, but I'm just gonna reiterate it. How do you? What's your stance on the? Or how do you feel about the Smite OC prize pool of $65,000 at regionals
That's very.
at PAX?
That's absurd. I'm just gonna go right there. That's more money than anything has ever happened with, because like, what PAX East 2013, where we had the first like tournament, one of the first tournaments that was like a LAN that was a hybrid LAN. It was half LAN, half on the internet, and it total prize pool was like 13,000, something around there, and that's kind of about where I'm seeing Oceanic, where it comes as a scene, is that you guys are roughly about a yearish old or so. You know, give or take. I mean, you have some previous experience due to the fact that you guys can play on North America. So, I mean, you guys are leagues ahead of where you should be. And thus, by association, you guys are going to be under a lot more scrutiny than would be appropriate for said average scene. That would pretty much sum it up. But, I mean, the fact that you guys have that much money is absurd. Right off the bat.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why I take a look at things like you're a manager and a caster, and there's 65 grand on the line. Things can get really dicey really fast, and it doesn't take long. I mean, if stuff... Let me put it this way. Here is the greatest... I finally hit me. It's not so much that there is 100%, I know all this exact corruption. It's like, with this amount of money, it can go from perfectly fine to corrupt as shit in about 3 seconds. Because everything is so intertwined. There we go.
I don't feel like being a caster and PAX have anything to do with it. Avant and Direwolves have not played any games or anything. That like, there's no way of, I suppose, getting any of their match IDs to watch scrims and shit, because they're just not there, because they put their passwords on it as
Right.
SYF and Integral do. Like, there's...
But if you, like, if this is just me completely speculating and just totally talking out of my ass, which is great, because it's my show and I can do that. And if somebody from an opposing team to Sif, that they were worried about Sif really beating their ass and getting first place and getting like 35 grand, and they offered you 5 grand to tell you, for you to tell them everything you know about your team. I mean, I'm not asking would you do it or not, but that would be pretty damn tempting. Regardless of who you are.
My friends and my friendship, my relationship with these boys means a lot more to me than just $5,000 fucking dollars. I would not sell them out for anything. $5,000, $50,000.
It sounds like Gylos would do it though. He says $5,000. Oh, there we go, Gylos, you're out.
Oh no, maybe if it was $5 million, yeah. And then just
what if it is $5 million? I mean, see, you say that now, but maybe 3 years from now, you're casting in that's it's actually $5 million. Don't joke about that, because it might actually bite you in the ass later.
Say $5 million, and I'd be like casting like absolute nothing and getting nowhere, and being like, "Hey, I need this because casting like Challenger Cup Xbox sucks." But who knows?
Frost, how do you feel about that?
Well, I've had some experience with casting Xbox. It's rough, man.
It is. See, as Cyanide said, NS, I don't know what NS means. CSGO players, I guess that's a team. Throw for skins. Yeah, I mean, that actually, I ranted about that last week, which was the fact that Hi-Rez is actually working with Alpha Draft, and it makes me... I don't even have words for it with how mad I am about that. It's gambling and the actual people who run the game, and you don't think that anything's going to go wrong. I mean, if they didn't work with them, it would just be Alpha Draft running their own thing. Maybe with Hi-Rez. I don't even know if they'd bother with Smite. I mean, is it big enough to really go in for and do their own work for it? I mean, that's where it kind of does it. But the fact...
it seems like the
are they
DDoS
working
system,
with them? Are you sure they're not just working with them to get like stuff up and running so they,
They're
know
working with
about
them
the
by
game?
providing them information like the stats and stuff, because as soon as a game gets played, it gets the information like the stats and the match IDs and all that stuff gets like shared with Alpha Draft, so that way Alpha Draft can properly modify their points, like, oh, this guy went 11-5, so he gets 500 billion points, and this guy went 10-5 and he gets 4 points. So, this is how this all works. And that's how Hi-Rez works with them, which it's all in a stat thing, but it's still gambling and gaming, and that's a big issue.
I feel that. I understand
And
that.
that's
Giles
why
makes the
people
point
get
of Alpha
DDoSed.
Draft. Giles makes the point of how Alpha Draft sponsor organizations. I can't think of too many off the top of my head, but I know the LA Renegades, formerly Vox Eminor, which is an Australian CSGO team. I know they are sponsored by them. And it does definitely leave things up for corruption and stuff like that, but I don't see it being like, because I know, at least from the player's perspective and the admin crew, I've been around them quite enough to be able to confidently say I don't think a single one of them would sell anyone else out for money. I don't think they would sell anyone else out. I don't think this fucking, it's called, if when this Alpha Draft thing really kicks off, and if there is any concerns that you are having with these this what is Alpha Draft company, with this company like merging with Hi-Rez and then Smite getting bigger in Australia and then Hi-Rez kind of shifting stuff over to here, so like I don't feel like there's very much room for that kind of shit in Oceania. I don't feel like anyone would do it. Like I said earlier, we're a bit of a family.
What is Tab in Australia sponsors?
TAB. It's a sporting thing. I'm not sure.
Is
what
this a
it
sports
stands for,
betting
but
thing?
Yeah.
Okay. It's Alpha Draft.
Actually, something to note, Crown Casino, which is a big casino in Melbourne, just across actually from the exhibition center where PAX Australia will be hosted, are planning to spend a shit ton of money on developing esports and stuff within Australia. And they've got this app that's called Crown Bet for your phone. It's basically a betting app on your phone. And they had CSGO stuff on there for when the CSGO Invitational was up with the $55,000 prize pool, where teams like Cloud9 and Virtus Pro came down just to compete in that. So esports is blowing up, and like anything, when things get to when things start to progress and start to grow, there's always going to be those few bad eggs. But
do you get out the bad eggs before they spoil the whole pot?
Well, that's the thing. How do you do that? How do you know who are the bad eggs? Because if I was in charge of weeding out these bad eggs, no one would be going, because I know these people, and I know that I know.
So what you just said was that all of them are awful?
Everyone.
So you just like confirmed my entire Reddit post in one sentence? And then you give me shit about it? Stop! I have to take this in for a second. Okay, good. Go ahead.
What? I said if I had to weed out the bad eggs, I wouldn't, because there aren't any. Like the people
what I
that
heard when you said that. Is that what you heard, Frost?
I don't know what I heard.
That's what I tried to say.
I heard if I had to weed out the bad eggs, no one would be going to PAX because everybody's a bad egg.
PAX? The fuck? I didn't say anything about PAX.
You must have said something that sounded like PAX then, because that was very funny. But anyway, go. That's good. That's good. I'm very happy. I'm very happy.
Okay.
Because you know them all personally. Good. And you would say that you're a
and I
stand-up guy.
understand these people. So yeah, so I understand these people. I might not know them very well on a like knowing each individual person so perfectly, but I know people and I know the kind of people these people are, and they're good people and they always do what's right for the scene on the whole. And everyone who's in this kind of position knows that, or like I suppose goes with the whole thing of the OCE reputation is greater than their reputation. That's something I had a discussion with Nightfall about yesterday when I was talking about coming on this fuckfest or whatever you want to call it.
Not a title. You can use the title.
Yeah.
I don't remember naming it Fuckfest.
Smite Drama. Just so attention seeking.
It
I
is!
just don't understand. I
What
just don't
else?
understand it. It's like if you want to do good for the scene, don't throw things out like Smite Drama. Ooh, Khloe Kardashian just.
It's
did
the
like,
whole
dude,
point
fucking-
is that it weeds
it's
out
high
the bad
school
stuff before it
bullshit,
gets
dude.
bad.
You can't advocate for for anything if you're just gonna be the cunt that sits in the back fucking talking shit about things. Like, try and it seems like there are intentions here to like you're trying to portray that you actually have positive intentions for the scene, but it just seems like you're just making it. Oh, I don't want to get back into it. Sorry, we were having a nice
please.
discussion.
I mean, this
where
is
we
the whole
weren't
point.
disagreeing or having a shot at each other. Yeah, I don't know, because chances are I'm going to get too into it and I'm going to say something and I'm going to end up regretting it later on. So
I mean, it's the point. You don't. Well, I'm trying to think of a goddamn good
basically, what
analogy.
I'm saying is the name Smite Drama is just a bit ridiculous.
Oh, it's supposed to be ridiculous. It's the whole point. Because the stuff that I'm going to talk about is stuff that shouldn't even be in Smite at all. I shouldn't have anything to talk about. I love it when there's like, oh god, I don't really have anything to talk about. But sadly, I have plenty to talk about. And that's why I made a show. It took me 3 years to make this show before I had enough like frustration with the scene to be like, fuck it, I'm calling a show Smite Drama and I'm doing it. I used to run Beyond the Rift. I ran it for 105 episodes. And we just talked about Smite like regular podcasts do. And we did have a little bit of drama on there. There was an incident with Richard Lewis and a Derby, and some people got very upset, and tire slashings were invoked. And, you know, stuff like that happened. But, you know, it was all fun. And it was hilarious. So, you know, it's the stuff that people just want to gloss over, but if they don't look at it, it's going to fester and get worse. And when it gets worse, then suddenly people are going to be like, oh, why didn't we see this sooner?
I totally agree with you on it. Like, I agree with you that it should come to light, but my issue is just the way in which you did it.
I'm with me. I mean, I did it my way. If you would like to do it a different way, go make your own show. I mean, you can do that, and that'd be awesome. I'd love to have a competing show that's also Smite Drama related. Give me some more to talk about.
Nah, I've been through high school. Drama's a bit beyond me now.
I actually have forgotten what high school drama is because I've been out of high school for so long. I have a quick question for you. How old do you think I am?
I don't know. You could literally say any number between like 25 and 40, and I'd believe you.
Okay. I'll be 33 in a few weeks.
Fuck
I'm gonna say 40.
I reckon. Yeah. Well,
it's the beard. The beard helps.
But yeah, the beard definitely does.
If it was all nice and shaved, it'd be like, oh, you're a whole. If I shave my face completely, oh yeah, you're 12. Exactly.
Yeah. No, I can barely grow facial hair, and I still look 12. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Even if I had facial hair, I'd just be a.
You can link stuff all day, Blame the Tank. I don't have any bots that automatically ban picture links because I like things. Hey, there it is. There's the I regret nothing image for any of you in this lovely Discord chat that hasn't clicked on that. It is the greatest. That is a picture of Jerby's face photoshopped upon a guy who is apparently possibly slide. Oh no, they photoshopped in the machete also. That was made in yes, that was thank you to Richard Lewis. It was a glorious time. Glorious time. And we worked out a lot of stuff that in that particular episode, we worked out a whole lot of stuff that was bothering the community. And we worked out a whole lot of stuff that's been bothering me about the current communities. I love the bitch and rant, and it's fantastic because I've never really done this before. I mean, I used to work for High Res, so I wouldn't be able to do this before. Because, I wouldn't want to get in trouble or make anybody upset. And, before that, I just wouldn't want to do it because I didn't really want to argue about stuff. But now I just don't give a shit. So, I will argue with you all day long because it's fun and I enjoy it. I mean, arguing with my kids is a very one-sided street because they always win. But
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
I have parents.
Yep.
I always win.
Yes, you do.
But on that note, I have to get off.
All right.
To go. Currently, but if you have anything else that you want to discuss with me, either on Twitch or not, you can just send me a little PM on the Twitters, and we can work that stuff out. Because yeah, I feel like this was very beneficial for everyone involved. We kind of got some shit out in the open, which is nice.
Yep.
Quite a bit of fuckery though, but I suppose
It happens.
It does. All good. All right, I'm gonna jump off.
Ta-ta, sir. That was fun. That was fun. All right. So, anybody else in the... So, that kind of brings along, since now I've back to myself for a few minutes before I let Storm say stuff. Community, Smite, lovely, gentle people out there in the world. Don't account share. Please, never do it. You people who are account sharing because you're bored and tired of playing in this current rank. The reasons that you're bored is because other people are account sharing and you're not getting good matches because the matchmaking's completely fucked because people are account sharing. There we go. I feel better now that I have it all in one nice, neat box. You want better matchmaking, then just play your matches. Play your best, try and do what you can. The other thing that really throws off matchmaking is, this is something I think a lot of people haven't really taken into account. I am fantastic at ISIS and mid. Holy shit. I can hit my spirit balls, I can do this, I can do that, I can blah blah blah. I am like a diamond 1 in ISIS mid. If I play Giannis mid though, it's not nearly as good. I might be like a gold 5. And then over in Apollo and ADC lane, maybe that's kind of a plat 5 territory. And over there in solo, maybe silver, and in jungle, I'm definitely bronze. So that's something that really also has to it's something that really ruins matchmaking in general. Is that, people are much better at different roles, and so they play better. And so, like, you get matched up against this team and stuff like that. Blah, 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 blah. You shut up, Ghost Kid. I don't want to hear your crap. You don't want to hear your crap. I don't want to hear your crap. Yes, I do have that. I mean, I would feel bad about bringing that up right now. I mean, he was saying that you guys like to really talk about stuff and, like, get into it. But, having that kind of saltiness. Let's see. So. All right. Are you ready, Storm?
Yeah, it's me.
There you go.
It's me. Am I good?
Yes,
Am I
you
clear?
are talking from inside of a barrel, but
Okay.
that's okay.
Am I? Oh, hold on.
Maybe turn your microphone around.
Input devices. How about now? How are we doing?
That's worse.
It's worse?
Like, it's really loud. Let me turn you down. Maybe that'll help. All right, just go ahead and talk. We'll work with it.
How about now? How are we doing?
That's fine.
How about now?
That's good. That's good.
It's better?
Good. Yes.
Okay. First off, let me just say, I've been playing with the man known as RoboJock for a while, and every day he amazes me with his inability to do things. Like, there's days when he shows extreme promise, and then there's days where he just misses every ability and doesn't go anywhere right. And I don't know how people can do that. I don't understand. People can be on some days, and then every other day be terrible.
That's just humans?
No. I just feel like there should be at least a neutral part. Like, there's no neutral for him. It's up and down.
Who are you talking about?
Okay. RoboJock.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Second
all you
off.
wanted to really get out of your system?
No, I've got a list. Don't worry. That was just the first one on the list.
Ugh.
Okay. Second off, why hasn't Bluestone been changed? Gives incredible poke, good lane clear, decent stats. I mean, they're lowering the power, I guess, but it's still probably pretty dumb.
Okay. That's
I'm not
viable.
sure why. Mages, I feel if they're gonna keep Bluestone at the point it's at, mages need some sort of equivalent to it. Because all you've got is Soulstone.
Yeah.
And that doesn't really supply much.
True story.
In the way of alternatives. While they can go Bluestone, Death's Toll, they both have like a bunch of benefits, not much downside. Also, Soulstone's just kind of bad on anything that's not a healer. Second off, I want everyone to go tweet at Eager Kret to come show up. So I just like Kret. He bought a motorcycle recently.
Oh God,
He
he's dead.
Contribute a lot, I feel.
Sorry.
No,
I hope
no,
Craig
no.
can ride a
It's only
motorcycle.
little motorcycle. Dude, him and F-Dot are trying to get him, if Eager wins Worlds, he's going to ride it on stage. It'll be pretty hype. I feel like maybe Vulcan needs to be looked at by Hi-Rez.
Okay.
Because currently Vulcan is a walking alt. And besides that, I guess he's got poke. But he's really not in a good place for mages. I feel like most mages are viable right now. Look at the list. Plosh is okay in the right system. Anubis pub stomps. But Vulcan, like, you can't even like pub stomp with Vulcan. You just you can hit a happy medium sometimes, but you have to execute everything for it to do anything right. And I don't feel like other gods are held to the same esteem, so it should be buffed. And for my last point, this is the same thing I bring up every week, is Gnaw hasn't been on Smite in a week. And it upsets me when Gnaw doesn't play Smite. I don't think he's been on CSGO.
Okay.
I just really like Gnaw. He taught me how to play mid and such. And we need to show him some Smite community love for him to come play more games.
Yep.
Yeah, that's about where I'm at.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you, Storm.
Oh, no problem. Everyone knows blame Adonis.
Yep.
Bye, Frost.
And
Miss you the
Goodbye.
most.
667. That's all that matters. Yes, it does. Okay, Starmies. Calm down, buddy. Calm down. You see the chats right there. So that's pretty much where it stands right now. Maybe we'll have some more interesting stuff for next week, but maybe I won't have anything for next week. That would be fantastic. I'd like to be able to skip an episode.
We just
So
yell about
refreshing.
the players.
We just what?
We just yell about the player base.
Yeah, we could just be like, God, these guys are awful. I mean, look at this. People are taking Thor into the jungle and they're building Rit.
They're supposed to.
Yeah. All the fantastic things. Look at that. Pick on Brazil next week. That's not a bad idea. I mean, I did know that the Latin American scene, they did ban everybody. I mean, they took it like past what Oceanic did. Oceanic's not banning anybody. Latin America's just like, you're all scumbags, get out. You're all scumbags, just get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Which is fantastic. I love it. And also, let's be honest, I still would have gotten banned. Because I'm super happy. Unless people just hate me because I played badly. I bet Thor is very good with rage. He is not actually horrible with crit. That's one of the reasons why I can't do too much of this tier listing. Like, that's one thing I wanted to rant about this week. Tier lists. They're awful. Stop. Stop really taking them seriously. It's fine to, like, you know, yeah, these guys are pretty good. These guys aren't really great. I mean, they don't really have too much to do, stuff like that. But, generally speaking, there is so many combinations for how you can build a god and how you can, you know, make a team comp that there is almost infinite possibilities. So, just throwing somebody under the bus, you know, only because of how they built, it's rude. Let's go with that. It's rude. Let's go with rude. So, anybody else that would like to come on to the show and discuss anything? Because I'm probably going to go ahead and cut the VOD here for the YouTube's pretty short, because we're almost at 2 hours right now, and I wanted to make this one like an hour, and it didn't work out very well, because Oceanic is just too much fun. I'm going to have to poke you guys another week when I'm bored. Yeah, you can build whatever you want because you're still 100 late game. Exactly. So I guess type in the Discord, like, you know, like that. That way I can do that. But we're just going to go ahead and go on to the phones and let people, like, voice their opinions and do all that fun stuff. So, thank you for joining for this lovely recording. If you would like to watch the rest of it, you can find it on the Twitch, and you can watch the whole thing from start to finish. But for you YouTube folk, we'll leave it here. So, because it's in a nice round 2 hours, and I love that. Thanks for watching this episode of Smite Drama, and hopefully next week we won't have anything to talk about.